The list of accomplishments for this recent legislative session is impressive. Democrats codified abortion rights, paid family and medical leave, sick leave, transgender rights protections, driver's licenses for undocumented residents, restoration of voting rights for people when they're released from prison or jail, wider voting access, and adopted background checks for private gun transfers and a red flag warning system to take guns from people deemed by a judge to be a threat to themselves or others. And that's just a few of the things done this session.
Yeah, Tim Walz, as governor of Minnesota, got a truly awe-inspiring amount of legislation through. Granted, it's a mostly Democratic legislature, so that helped. But again, he was doing some things that weren't just sort of, popular with Democrats. And if you look at some of the polling, there's a lot of things that are popular with Republicans as well. So buckle in. Let's go through the list of things that he was able to accomplish. Abortion rights. In January of 2020, Walz signed a bill to codify the right to abortion and other reproductive health in the state. Per a July 2024 poll from the AP Nordic Center, 70% of adults feel abortion should be legal in all or most cases. This is up from 64% in an AP poll conducted in June 2023. How about paid leave? Well, in May of 2023, Walz signed a bill that gives Minnesotans up to 12 weeks a year of partial paid leave to care for a newborn or a family member, and up to 12 weeks of sick leave for themselves. So how does this poll? Or an April 2020 poll from the National Partnership for Women and Families found that 75% of voters would support a national paid family and medical leave policy that covers all workers. A lot of people have heard about free lunches, school meals, because of the photographs of Walz when he was surrounded by children signing that bill. Well, in March of 2023, Walz signed a bill that authorized free school meals for every Minnesota student, regardless of income level. According to a 2019 YouGov poll, a majority of U.S. adults say public schools should provide free lunch, 62%, and free breakfast, 52%. How about legalized marijuana? In May of 2023, Walz signed a bill that legalized recreational marijuana in Minnesota. According to an October 2022 poll from the Pew Research Center, 59% of Americans say marijuana should be legal for medicinal and recreational purposes. Gun safety. In May of 2023, Walz signed a sweeping gun safety omnibus bill that created a red flag law and expanded background checks in the state. This was important because Walz had essentially been a Democrat that the NRA liked while he was in Congress, but he pivoted. He had a change of heart, and that change of heart is where the American people are. According to an October 2023 poll conducted by Gallup, 56% of voters say that laws covering the sale of firearms should be made more strict.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it.
We don't have time to cover all of the Walz legislative accomplishments, but in brief, here are a few that we have not yet mentioned. Walz signed the nation's broadest right to repair law. He signed a law to ban non-compete agreements and captive audience meetings, along with other protections for workers. These are union bills that have not gotten through other states. He passed a law banning junk fees and a law mandating that the state move to 100% carbon-free electricity by 2040. And again, it's not just, as Cenk, as you've been pointing out, it's not just that he got a lot accomplished. He got a lot accomplished that is very popular to a lot of people, not just Democrats.
Yeah, 100%. So guys, two giant reasons to be excited by him. Look at that list of accomplishments. And by the way, there's so many that mainstream media often forgets them. I often forget them. Child tax credit is in there, which is an intensely popular piece of legislation. And it's mentioned in only like 10% of the articles, because he's gotten so much done. People are forgetting the things he got done. Okay, so I think when the Republicans go to attack him, they're gonna crash their ships on those rocks. And they're not gonna be able to help themselves. They're attacking him on the trans issue. Oh my God, I can't believe he doesn't hate them as much as we do, et cetera, et cetera. They're attacking him on tampons and boys' room. Go ahead, run your campaign on tampons, you morons. Please, please, here's more rope. You think that affects the great majority of Americans? People vote based on what affects them, okay? So you can run that hateful campaign, but it ain't gonna work. Oh, I can't believe he gave driver's license to undocumented immigrants. Yeah, okay, but the police and the firefighters and everyone else in Minnesota wanted him to do that. So now again, you're against the blue, etc. But these lines of attack over, he didn't send in the National Guard quickly enough during the George Floyd protests and some of the riots that broke out in Minnesota. So you're gonna say he didn't send in the National Guard quickly enough, but Trump did on January 6th? Oops. Okay, so that's a terrible argument, and he sent it in. So they're like, oh, well, I want to disagree over the timing. Good luck, that's how you're gonna run your campaign? You're gonna run your campaign on don't worry about what affects you and your reproductive rights and things that directly affect your life, wages, etc. Instead, I want you to worry about the timing of the National Guard. When the Democrats were running on that strategy, I said it was a bad strategy. Now when the Republicans run on it, I stay principled. It's a bad strategy. And they say, oh, can you believe he's letting convicted felons vote in Minnesota? Republicans, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Your candidate is a convicted felon. So you're basically saying, can you believe he would let a monster like Donald Trump vote in his state? Obviously, Donald Trump should be disqualified in Minnesota and shouldn't be able to vote for himself because the loser's a convicted felon. I didn't say it, you knucklehead said it, right, if you're a Republican. So look, most importantly, guys, when you look at all of those accomplishments, the sheer quantity of them, the number of them, shows you one giant thing. And I think it's actually the most important thing. This brother's great at talking, but he's not all talk. He actually walks the walk. I mean, the reason why I felt an explosion of hope today all over the online community, progressive community, younger voters, etc., is for the first time in a long time, we have a Democrat who doesn't just talk, he walks. He doesn't just say, oh yeah, theoretically I'd like to do paid family leave. I'm never going to, but theoretically I'd like to. No, he actually got it done. And then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And he got them all done. He's an actual doer. Oh my God, imagine if we do that at the national level. Guys, I'm now so hopeful. I think not only can these guys win and will win, I think they might even pass some real laws that actually help our lives. I know that sounds like too much to hope for in a place like America where corruption is so, overwhelming. But somehow he got through that maze and passed all those bills that helps the average Minnesotan. So can he do it, and can Kamala Harris do it? And Kamala Harris was the one wise enough to pick him and tough enough, bold enough to pick him. Can these two actually get this done at a national level? For the first time in a long time, I think maybe they can. And I'm a little afraid to hope that much, David, but that's where I am right now.
The day for optimism. And to that point, Cenk, in terms of governing, part of the ability of governing is being able to reach across the people who disagree with you, be likable enough and charming to say, hey, this isn't a Democratic or Republican issue. It's about providing to make sure that girls have tampons so if they get their period in school. Who could be against that? Who could be against making sure that the kids have the meals that they need? And he's able to frame this in such a way so that I think some Republicans don't feel like this is an attack on them, that they can get behind this and realize, well, Tim Walz says this isn't a partisan issue. And oh, by the way, a number of Republicans today have said the greatest thing about Tim Walz is not only is he likable, he's normal. He's a normal guy, he's not obnoxious. And I think that all helps.
Yeah, 100%. They're gonna try to make him seem like a radical guy, but every time somebody sees he was 24 years in the National Guard, came in on, as an enlisted guy, not an officer, was a football coach, a social studies teacher, and he wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm like Pete Buttigieg. I could see him being like, oh, I spent a summer being a teacher somewhere, and hey, I get credit for that. No, brother, he was a teacher for about 20 years. And decided to go into politics late in his life, and then had this incredible run through Congress and now the governorship. And again, he doesn't just talk a big game. He actually delivers. He passed those bills. You know how obsessed I am about, it's all for the ego, and I don't care about their stupid egos. And that's what drives me crazy about politics. Only thing I care about is, did you pass bills? Because that actually changes people's lives. And he did. It's hard to ask for better than this. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.